Hey guys, we are back. Today we're going to be talking about what you do when you have a missing value in an equation. That means that you have basically two parts of the equation, but you're missing something else, and it might not be at the end, the equals, what you're used to. Okay, so when you find that, when you come upon an equation like that and you're lost and you're not sure what to do and it just looks crazy, the first thing you need to do is either use a tape diagram or a number bond. We're actually going to spend a lot of time with with tape diagrams today because the number bonds don't create the same visual, but you guys are familiar with these, so this should be pretty easy. So they can help you find the missing value if you think about that there's always going to be a whole, meaning that's everything we have, and then there's always going to be parts. And those parts, when we put them together, will make up the whole. So if we always imagine whole and parts, we can do this. So with a number bond, we are used to the number on the top being the whole and the numbers on the bottom being the parts. And then with a tape diagram, it's the same thing. This number on the top would be our whole. That's everything we have. I don't have more than that. And then these two would be the parts. Now, right now they're pretty close together and they're almost equal, but one part might be little and one part might be big. So that part can change, but the idea is that there's some parts and together they make the whole. Okay, so whenever we look at these equations, we're going to think about a whole and parts, and we're going to figure out which is which. So if we have this first equation, 52 equals something plus 34. That's what that question mark means. It means something. Then that means that when we put these two numbers together, we're going to get 52. So that means that my whole in this case would be 52. And then this is one of my parts, and this is one of my parts. So I can actually put those numbers into my diagram. There's my whole. One of my parts is 34. And then all I have to do is figure out what is the other part that I need to get 52. These two have to total this number, okay? So let's look at some more tape diagrams, and this time we would have subtraction. So we still have our whole, we still have our parts, but the missing piece would be a little bit different. Okay, so there's my number bond, there's my tape diagram, there's my whole, and there's my parts. Here's the exact same equation I just showed you, except for there's a subtraction sign. So this is saying if I have something and I take away 34, I'm going to end up with 52. Well, if I took something away, that meant it had to be really big. So in this case, this number right here is my whole. This 34 is a part and this 52 is a part. So we're looking at them a little bit differently. So when I put them in my chart, 52 and 34 are parts, and what I don't know is my whole. Now what's confusing us is these equations are all mixed up. They're not in the order we like them. So it forces us to stop and think about, what is this asking? What is this telling us? So before you even try to solve it, think about where your whole and where your parts are. So in this case, my whole is here, meaning I'm actually going to add these two numbers together to get my total. Okay, so let's do a little bit of practicing. Remember that when you start to practice, pause the video because I'm going to go quickly into the answer. Okay, so if I have 23 equals something minus 15, what would I get? Pause it. Okay, so I know that 23 is a part and 15 is a part, and this number is my whole because I have to take something away from it to get 23. So if I work, I would find out that my answer is 38. I end up adding these two numbers together. Okay, so here's your next equation. Pause it and give it a try. So in this equation, my whole is actually going to be 48 because I have something plus something equals that. So my two parts are down at the bottom. So 48 is my whole, 21 is my part. My other part would be 27. Okay, try this one. Okay, so in this equation, I have something plus 15 equals 29. That means the 29 is going to be my whole, and these two numbers are my part. So 15 and 14 would be my parts. Okay, so use that strategy to help you figure this out. Okay, remember that when you know both parts, you're going to add, and when you only know one part and one whole, you're going to subtract. Give these a try, pause it. Okay. And here are your answers. How did you do? Did you get them all right? If you did, good work.